Hello and welcome to part 2 of the little video dealy I'm doing, where I'm going to be talking about my design process a little bit. That's definitely something that I think has been my biggest area of growth through the landscape architecture program here at CSU, is really figuring out my process, figuring out what works for me, what I value, and really making sure that I'm utilizing a process that makes the end design as impactful and as good as it could be. And so it's definitely something that I feel like I've improved a lot upon, and it's definitely something that I think I'm going to be carrying with me for the rest of my career. Even if I'm not doing design work, it's still going to be very instrumental in helping me create a process for everything that I do. So I'm just going to jump right into it. The first kind of part of my design process is that site analysis, that really digging into the history of an area, digging into the complexities of a site, digging into just what the important parts are, what makes that place tick, and what are the opportunities that exist with the project that I'm working on. So these are just kind of some examples. I'm really big into art and pulling from local artists or local art that was created nearby or in the site, or creating my own art from that site, and also pulling largely from historical aspects. I think those things are very important because part of the landscape architecture doctrine is really making sure that we're building responsibly and making sure that we're doing things in a way that's responsible and respectful of the past, but also looking to create a really awesome future, and something that's not just going to get torn down in 5 years. I think it's something that I'm a really big proponent of. And so, really pulling from that history, making sure that it exists on the site, is one way to kind of ensure that it's valued going forward. And so then moving on past that, that's when I start playing around, and that's when I start really digging into different design concepts, really digging into that site analysis that everybody does, and really playing around. I really like to work with my hands, work with drawings, work with different concepts to just kind of figure out what's gonna happen. I mean, just kind of diving into something with no ideas whatsoever, and then creating something out of nothing is something that I never thought I was capable of doing until this program here at CSU. So that's definitely something that I've really begun to value more and more. The deeper I got into my academic career, the more and more I valued just playing with my hands, either with clay or drawing or modeling or something. Even if it's on the computer, just making a quick little sketch, quick little 3D model, something. I found that my creative juices really don't start flowing until I just kind of started going for it. I always kind of sat back and waited for ideas, and then I found out that it is a terrible way to do things, and the ideas will never come until you start playing around. So that's kind of my next step. And then that kind of brings me to the finale, which is that final product, that polished and finished thing that you're aiming for. And one thing I found out is your work is never really done, and so it's really hard to be satisfied with the end product. But one thing I will say about the process of design that I found out is, even if it can't ever be completely done, at least make sure that that final product is, like I said at the beginning, respectful of the past and looking forward to the future, and making sure that kind of hits all those right notes. I think is really important, and making sure it's done in a really beautiful way. So that's my design process. Join me for part 3, where I'm going to be looking at what I want to be known for as a landscape architect / whatever the hell I end up doing. See you there. Oh, I didn't hit the end. Just kidding.